Hey friends, I would like to talk to you on probably one of your least favorite subjects today. Probably mine too. That is patience. And I'm not talking about you maybe waiting in the car, honking and waiting for your spouse to come to the car so you can go to where you're going. Or maybe I'll display a lack of patience if we're in the grocery stores and we're busy looking at which line's quicker so we can get out of there and go home. At least back in the day when you could do that a lot easier. Maybe it's the way we drive on the freeway and we're going back and forth trying to go faster than the person we assume should be going faster than they are. We are a society given in a lot of ways to hurry. We do not really have much patience. They used to have an old saying that says patience is a virtue. But it seems like these days our virtue, or the things we consider as virtue, is impatience. We boast about our impatience or our inability to wait for things. We flip out, we go crazy. If you're like me, the last several weeks are starting to get to me. I am starting to get impatient. I can't wait for the days for things to go back to normal. I can't wait to be able to have a regular schedule at work, at home, and I can't wait for the life to just become normal again. As we look at the news, a lot of people around the country are starting to get so impatient, they're taking to the streets and demanding that we go back to business as usual. It doesn't matter whether it's actually the right action or not, we're just impatient, we just gotta do something. I think if you're a Christian, this might be one of those periods of life where God is asking us to be patient, to really actually practice patience. In the book of James, which is a letter that is written to believers that are facing a lot of challenges, including persecution for their faith, and the 5th chapter and the 7th verse, James says this: "Be patient, therefore, my brothers and sisters, until the Lord's coming." Based on the difficulties they were facing, they were probably saying, "Jesus, just come back soon and take us out of this situation." And you might be praying that way today yourself. Then James proceeds to give an example of what patience looks like. He says, "See how the farmer waits for the land to yield its valuable crop, and patiently waiting for the autumn and spring rains." He's saying when a farmer is into farming, he doesn't just go out there today and plant some seeds and expect a harvest the next day. He plants and then patiently wait for the first rains that cause the crops to grow, and then the latter rains that cause the crops to finally come to maturity and then be ready for harvest. The farmer understands things take time, but live in a culture and a day and age where we want things and we want things now. So the whole idea of patience is far from us. But what if in the midst of this suffering, this trial, this global pandemic that has turned our world upside down, what if we're being called upon to have patience? And patience, my friends, is not just a mental admission of what it is or just defining what it is. We have to actually go through situations that call for us to exercise patience. And this is one of those times. In the English translation, the word patience is one word, but in the Greek, which is the original writing of the Bible, at least the New Testament, you will see this. The word patience was actually a compound word made up of two words. The first part of the word was long, and the second part was temper. So James says, brothers and sisters, have a long temper. Many of us are familiar with people, maybe family or friends or others, that are impatient or have a short temper. We see it by how quickly they flip out, they go crazy, they get mad over something, they flip tables or flip you off, whatever is going on. We have a lot of examples of people that are short-tempered versus long-tempered. What if in these trying times God is asking you and I to have a long temper, to be able to suffer long, to be able to stand up under pressure for an extended period of time? And patience is not something that comes to us naturally. I believe this might be one of those times we have to be praying and asking God to give us patience and to help us practice patience. because it's not just a gift we get and all of a sudden it's going to work by itself. We have in every day, every situation, choose to be patient, choose to wait on God. May that be our prayer during this difficult time, not just that the difficult time comes to an end, even though that is what we're praying for, but may we also pray for God to give us patience, to give us the ability to have a long temper, to suffer long for His glory. Have a nice day.